that we serve. My goal is to have the person's experience in my office to be the best experience they have in their lives, or that week, I should say. You know, for some it is, and that's kind of, when I think about it, that's kind of sad, because family, friends, other relationships should be at a higher level. But I can't tell you how many people have said, you know, this is the best thing I do all week, and a friend was like, what about like giving your spouse a kiss or playing with your kids or something? And they're like, no, this beats it. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
But you know, so we need to do what we can do to be as best as we can. And Alana has joked a lot that she's like the young person in the group, and now Jonathan is as well. I wrote an article for the Garden State last October, and a week later, Joe D passed away. And the article was, will you be an ancestor or a ghost? Implying when, you know, I kind of just, the whole article was just name dropping. I was like, you know, when I was coming up in this, you know, I got to visit Joe Strauss's office, I got to speak with Judy, Joe D just shared what he shared, Mark shared what he shared, Dave and I had gone to Mark Olstein's office and we had spoken with him and Gino. We had all these people that were, you know, helping us and influenced us and helped us be who we are in this profession. And, you know, I talked about Marty, I think Marty Brown, who practiced out by Atlantic City, had referred, I want to say close to 400 students to Sherman. And that's an insane amount. And I'm thinking to myself, I've been in practice 26 years. I don't think anybody has gone to chiropractic school for my practice, you know.
I bet they have.
I don't know, maybe they have. But no one's come back to tell me. So like, who are we going to be on par with those people? Who are we influencing? Who are we helping? Who are we improving? Who's the next generation that's going to come up and take over after we're gone? And are we just going to be, will we be looked at as chiropractic ancestors like Joe and Reggie and everybody else who has gone before them? Or are we just going to be ghosts that kind of haunt the world and haven't really made the impact on that? So, challenge to everybody, let's step up our game. Let's try to be included in that group. You know, I'm pretty sure I've told the story a lot, but one of the best compliments I've ever gotten, there was a husband and wife who started, they had moved to this area. They were originally Joe D's patients. They started with him in 1972. In 1972, I was 1 year old. So they were under Joe D's care since then. They moved to this area. Was seeing a local chiropractor, and they're like, you know, this chiropractor is just not straight enough. And they reached out to Joe. Do you know anybody else? And Joe said to come here. And so this elderly couple came to me, and we had the orientation, and we had the discussion, and they had their first visit, and they would come back, you know, and they would challenge me. They would say things wrong on purpose.
That's awesome.
And I would like, no. And after a while, they were like, the husband was like, you know, you sound just like Jody. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Like I made it now. I'm just like patting myself on the back, doing the, you know.
I love that.
What would they say wrong? Can you give it?
They would, jeez, I wish I could
Probably
remember.
something
It was,
symptomatic.
you know, something symptomatic or something like that, or you know, and it was just, and yeah, they do. They will test you to see if you're you know, if you're sticking to your guns, if you're for real. Yeah. That's one thing I also found is that if you're going to talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. You have to be congruent with what you say and what you do, and call them out on it, and you know, they like to know that you're on it. Yeah.